Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are back today for some more Formula 1 22, my team career mode. We're in Belgium for this race, and we're halfway through the season looking to continue our fight for the Constructors' Championship and the Drivers' Championship. Coming off a pretty decent outing in Hungary last time around, Sebastian Vettel getting his first podium on the season. It's about time. It took him like 8 races, I think, but again, wasn't really his fault the first half of the season. But last time out for me, it was an okay race. We lost out on a P5 because Sergio Perez suffered damage early on in the race and he had to pit early on, so he got the overcut done on us, and my pace was horrible, so we were never able to get that position back. We just kind of parked the bus. We let Sebastian Vettel through in order to chase down and keep a podium position for the team and maximize the amount of points that we secure as a team for this constructors fight that we are trying to rejoin right now. But because of that, we're now in P4 in the Constructors Championship. Myself, I'm in P4 in the Drivers' Championship still, and Sebastian Vettel, I believe he is in P12 or P13 for the Drivers' Championship. He's lost out on a lot of points this season, but we're looking to change that here in Belgium, try and build off this momentum that we've gotten from the Hungary race, his first podium of the season. Hopefully his confidence and his focus goes up quite a bit, and we're able to perform here in Belgium as we did last season. I got the race win last season. It was my first win in this career mode save for the team. But if you guys are excited to see how this episode goes down and how the rest of the season will turn out, be sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you guys know when those episodes come out and you can watch them as soon as possible. But into Q2 here in Belgium, we're in P11. We didn't have the greatest first flying lap. We also had to do them on the medium tire just to conserve a set of tires so that we can get 2 runs on separate fresh pairs of soft tires in Q3. But as you can see, we put up a purple sector 2, so it's going pretty good so far. And then by the time we get to the bus stop chicane, we're pretty much a second faster than our previous flying lap, and we end Q2 in P1, which is great news. And Sebastian Vettel also is in P5 at the end of Q2, but Q3 obviously is where the times matter most, and this is where we want to put up our fastest time. We dropped the fuel load all the way down. As we start our first flyer in Q3, we see a little bit of rain, so kind of the reverse of what happened last season where we had the dry qualifying, wet race. It looks like this season we're going to have a bit of a wet qualifying and then a dry race tomorrow. The setup is definitely a lot different from last season. Last season I set up the car for the wet race, and then somehow we still managed to get pole position. But it is a lot trickier to keep grip on this circuit when it's wet because a lot of the corners are high speed. There's a lot of changes in elevation, and on top of that, right now we're following Oscar Piastri, so we're catching a little bit of his dirty air. And speaking of Oscar Piastri, he's now on Ferrari. He was on Aston Martin, I believe, to start the season, but I guess Ferrari didn't like how Dan Ticktum was doing for the team, so he gets moved to Alfa Romeo. Oscar Piastri is up into Ferrari, and then I believe Guanyu Zhou, who was on Alfa Romeo, has now moved into Aston Martin, taking Oscar Piastri's old seat. So there were some interesting driver transfers at the midway point of the season, but into the bus stop chicane on our one and only flyer in this qualifying, because after this it starts raining too much and there's no point obviously trying to put up another lap because it's not going to be any faster. It's a P3, but then once everyone else comes in, we drop down to P4, and Sebastian Vettel is on pole position, and this is, I believe, his first pole position of the season. So great news for the team. Let's get into this race and let's see if we could potentially go for a 1-2 finish here in Belgium.
You need to warm the tires properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Alright, it's time for the race now. Our qualifying was as best as it could be, I would say. I would like to be in the top 3, but it seems to be a recurring theme that the 1-lap pace of the AI is just crazy. And then we do manage to put ourselves out in front during the race, so we're going to see if we can repeat that today. As we start behind Lando Norris, our teammate, Sebastian Vettel, is on pole position, and he's trying to win his first Grand Prix of the season, which at this point is long overdue. I believe I have 2 wins at this point in the season, and Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, and we are like pretty much past the halfway point of the season. This is race 10 of 16, so Sebastian Vettel trying to redeem himself in the back half of this season. We're starting in front of George Russell, and our rival slash George Russell's teammate, Lewis Hamilton, starting way down in P14. I think he's serving an engine penalty, if I'm not mistaken, but he didn't even make it to Q3 anyways. Only George Russell did, so maybe Lewis Hamilton just thought to save the engine for the race and not waste the wear on it. But we're going to see what we can do here. We're currently P4, I think, still in the driver's standings, P4 in the constructors. And if Sebastian and myself have a good race, then this will definitely help us in the championship. Hopefully it's not like the Canadian scenario where our race started with a 1-2 and then just went to complete crap after that. But let's get on the grid here. Let's get this race started, and let's see. We could possibly get a 1-2 here. We're going to try and go for it. Alright, here we go for the Belgium Grand Prix. We got 5 red lights, and this race is underway here. It's lights out, and away we go. A little shaky on the start. Gonna make up those spots by just diving down the inside here. And we got a great exit out of turn 1. Woo! We almost put ourselves in a very bad situation there, as Esteban Ocon, I think, trying to squeeze his way, go too wide through Eau Rouge. Sebastian Vettel comfortable in P1 right now. Esteban Ocon is going to see if he can make a move. He's going to leave him to the outside here. And Sebastian Vettel looks like he's going a little slow. The gap is being reduced, 1 second behind Lando Norris. Alexander Albon out of the session. Is there going to be a safety car here? Still riding on Lando Norris's coattails here. We're going to have DRS activated this lap, so this should help us reduce the gap a little bit here. We just got to make sure we're within that 1 second window of him. I don't think... Actually, no. He is definitely 1 second behind Charles Leclerc, so he's going to have DRS as well, I think. Oh, no. We just dropped back a little bit. No. Yeah, we're going to have DRS here. Does he have DRS? Oh, he might not actually have DRS. Yeah, this is going to help us a lot here. Flip a purple sector 1. So we're definitely keeping up with the leaders, and we do have the pace to get past Lando, to get past Charles Leclerc. Hopefully Sebastian Vettel can increase the gap so that Charles Leclerc won't have DRS, and that'll make it a little bit easier for me to get past both of them. We got the battery, we got the DRS. 340 kilometers down the straight. Oh man, this is going to be enough. Oh, it's not going to be enough. We might have to go another lap here. Even with that purple sector 1, not enough to get past Lando Norris, so we might have a little bit of an issue here. Might have to switch up the strategy, go for something a little more ballsy, as he is slow. He's kind of starting to park the bus on us, as we did to him in the last race in Hungary. Oh, we're just going to try and get him here, see what happens. Into the bus stop chicane. Maybe he overtakes us down the straight after Radion. Maybe he doesn't. Let's see. We're just going to try and dive bomb him here. Oh my god, he's guarding the inside like a madman. He even compromises his line a little bit. Lando plays some serious defense to keep him behind us as we have DRS again. We're starting to split up from the pack, but Charles Leclerc also starting to move out in front of us a little bit. And Sebastian Vettel has a very solid lead over the grid. I'm happy for him. Please no failures for Sebastian Vettel. I'm honestly rooting for him to win the race. Unless we have an opportunity to, then P2 is more than suffice, as we are still fighting for this Drivers' Championship. So here we go again on Lando. 350 kilometers this time. Oh, we're wheel to wheel, and I kind of missed the opportunity there. I didn't go for the gap. He's guarding us, man. Oh my gosh, I can't get past him. Another purple sector 1. Give it all the battery we got once again. We have a lot of battery in this race, thank goodness. Oh, I had to let go of the throttle there. Okay, I think we could get him this time. But once again, down this long straight, one of the fastest straights on the calendar. No, we're not letting him get through this time. We're wheel to wheel, and we finally get past Lando Norris. That's going to give us some clean air to go and attack Charles Leclerc, who's currently on the hunt for Sebastian Vettel in P1. Okay, let's put our head down. Let's close this gap on Charles Leclerc. Also, we've got to keep an eye on Lando. Hopefully, we just start running away from him. Good defense by Lando, man. That was quite the sequence of laps there, trying to get out onto a podium. Alright, so we are on lap 10 now. We're going to box this lap, thank goodness, because our tires are toast. We lost so much of our tire fighting Lando, especially through Sector 1 or at the start of Sector 2. Just all that fighting causes the degradation of the tire to skyrocket. So we're at 43%. We're going to box this lap. We're 4.5 seconds. We're definitely losing time to Leclerc now. I just have no more grip on these tires. So hopefully we can get on this fresh pair of hard tires and really start making up some ground on Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel even. I hope Sebastian Vettel's pit stop goes well. At this point, I'm kind of rooting for him to win this race because I don't know if I'll be able to catch up unless our pit team or pit crew screws up big time. I think both Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc are in the pits right now. Charles Leclerc looks like he's going a little slow. Or I don't know. He still might have that 2-second lead. Sebastian Vettel, actually, I think he stays out. We got an optimal pit entry here. 2.4 seconds.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Okay, we've been informed of an incident which is resulting
Oh, safety car! What? Oh, actually, that might be a good thing. Because all the drivers are going to go in and pit now, which will give us track position. And we will be bunched up with Charles Leclerc. Never mind, this is a good thing. I take that back. This is a good thing. Hopefully no one pitted early. If someone had damage and they're on the hard tire, we might be screwed. Similar to in Hungary when Sergio Perez hit early. I'm assuming he had damage, but he got the track positioning and we just lost out on a position because of that. So hopefully, and no one is pitted. Yuki Tsunoda doesn't look like he's pitted. George Russell doesn't look like he's pitted. So this is good news. George Russell. Oh no, don't tell me frickin' Lando and Ocon made it out in front. No! Did I just... Oh my gosh, man, no! Oh, they got lucky with the safety car timing, and they got the overcut done on us, and now we're back down into P5. Actually, we started in P4, so we're gonna have to work our way through once again. Oh my gosh. Okay, we can definitely overtake them. Our pace was much, much better than Ocon and Norris. We just have to be careful with the tires and make sure that we don't, you know, overwork the tires trying to get the move done. So we got to do it quick. We got to be snappy. Hopefully we get back into the podium, and hopefully Vettel and Leclerc don't run away with it again. Alright, here we go on Esteban Ocon. We're going to get him right here. We might even get him before the DRS marker. But we get him, kind of pushing us to the side a little bit. And we're going to zoom on past him, start making our way up towards Lando Norris. We're finally approaching Lando here. It's taken a few laps to get close to him, but we're now in DRS range. Our pace is really good. If that safety car did not come out, or if Ocon and Norris didn't get lucky with that timing of said safety car, we'd probably be in P2 right now. We'd be right near Charles Leclerc. They just got a little lucky. We lost a lot of time with Lando Norris, and then we lost a little bit more time with Esteban Ocon after the safety car reset. Okay, we're kind of falling out of DRS range here. We're going to use the battery. Try and get back into DRS range. We're gaining on him. We're gaining. This is going to be close. Here we go again with Lando Norris. Up through Eau Rouge onto Radion. To the DRS zone. Going to use all the battery that we got here. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not going to be enough. We're going to hold off. We're going to hold off on this lap here. Oh, I broke a little early there. Whoopsies. We're going purple sector 1 anyways. I think been putting up a lot of purple sector 1s on this race here, or in this race I should say. Make it nice and easy. I didn't want to waste too much battery there because I wasn't super confident that we were going to get past Lando Norris. We use a battery here, maybe go for an unorthodox overtake on this track in sector 3. Maybe dive bomb him into the bus stop chicane. I don't like doing that though, because then he's going to have DRS. We don't have too much battery left for defending, so we got to do this the right way here. We got to do this smartly. Yes, Vettel is still leading this race. We got purple sector 1, green sector 2 here. Okay, yes, okay, we're going to get Lando this lap. So we'll save the battery, 44%. By the time we get to the line, should be closer to 45, 50 maybe. And then that'll definitely be enough to get him down the straight. Obviously, we need a good exit out of the bus stop chicane. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're going to have the slipstream. We're going to have the battery. DRS. We have to get him here. We're going to go for it. Whether he likes it or not. Going to go down the inside, squeezing us into the wall. Oh, I'm trying to leave him space. Trying to fight him respectfully. There is a chance that we could get Charles Leclerc in these last 2 laps. That is going to be super challenging. We only got 2 laps left to do it. He's got a 2-second gap right now. Let's see how our pace is versus him. He hasn't gained too much of an advantage, even with me trailing Lando Norris. Oh, hopefully he's a little slower than I'd expect him to be. We are 1.3 seconds behind Charles Leclerc. 1.4 now, closer to 1.5. Sebastian Vettel puts up the fastest lap, but we take that right back to CRN Racing Machines. Going for the fastest lap here, and we have a shaky exit out of turn 1. Bit of a lockup. I think that just put our chances away right there. So it looks like it's going to be a P3, which I'm pretty satisfied with. I mean, if it wasn't for that safety car, we'd definitely be in P2. Give me another 2-3 laps. We definitely could overtake Leclerc. But, I don't know. It's the way Formula 1 is sometimes. On the bright side, Sebastian Vettel looks like he is going to get his first win with the team. And the first team member of Cyborg Porsche outside of myself to win a race, because Nico Hulkenberg obviously never won a race last year. So I am the only member on this team in franchise history to win a Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel is going to add himself to that list there. That is great news for the team. It seems like we are kind of back on track here. We had a decent outing in Hungary last time out. Wasn't the greatest, but wet weather conditions. Oh crap, Lando is coming right at us here. Gotta watch out for that. France, I won the race. I think Sebastian only came in P9, but you know, a win's a win. So let's see with this 1-3 finish where we end up in the standings here. Sebastian Vettel is going to cross the line, and he is going to take the Belgium Grand Prix. It looks like he's going a little slow. He's probably very happy with the win. A little drive-by. I will take it. Unfortunate it wasn't a 1-2, but it is what it is. Sergio Perez, driver of the day. Let's go, baby. Sebastian Vettel on the top step of the podium. I'm really happy for him. Finally, we have a teammate that can win a race. And I'm not really going to blame him for the first half. Maybe like the second quarter, if that makes sense. He definitely didn't have some good performances, but the first quarter of the season, 3 DNFs in 4 races, not his fault at all. Charles Leclerc comes in P2. Again, give me another lap or so. I probably could have passed him. Just unfortunate with that safety car, but I will take the points. I also got the fastest lap, so that is an extra point. So I got 16 points, 25 for Sebastian Vettel, which means that I move up into P3 in this Drivers' Championship. We're 60 points back of Leclerc, which is gonna be it's gonna be tough with 6 races left. Leclerc is gonna have to go through a lot, and we're probably gonna have some engine penalties towards the end of the season, so it's going to be a very tough challenge, but we're going to try our best. And in the constructors, we're still in P4. Ferrari take the lead over Red Bull, as Sergio Perez did not have the greatest outing. He finishes P11, or sorry, P8 in this race, starting in P11. He did get driver of the day. I don't know if that really deserves a driver of the day, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't count towards anything really. And Mercedes with another unfortunate outing. They're dropping in this Constructors' Championship. They're down into P5 now. McLaren in P3. We're only 4 points behind them, so we should be passing them fairly soon, especially if Carlos Sainz can't pick it up in these next few races here. We're looking at a solid P3 in the Constructors, which I think is above, 1 spot above where we finished last year. If I'm not mistaken, we finished P4. If not, it was P3, but I'm assuming it's P4 because Hulkenberg didn't really contribute much. And in terms of the Constructors, we're not far off. We can definitely win a Constructors' Championship if me and Sebastian Vettel continue to drive like we did today. It's definitely in the cards where we can come back in this Constructors' Championship, because Ferrari, they just signed Oscar Piastri to a contract. It was Dan ticked him a few races ago, but I think at the halfway point of the season, they weren't happy with his performances. He's not even on the grid anymore. So they shipped him down to, I guess, the sister team in Alfa Romeo, and they call up Oscar Piastri, who was with Aston Martin. Granny Joe moves to Aston Martin, but we'll see. We got 5 or 6 races left now, including the next one, so it's going to be an interesting Constructors' Championship here. We're definitely still in the running, so I'm pretty happy with that. However, guys, that is going to be it for this one. I'd probably say that's our best race of the season, results-wise, and it was pretty action-packed. But if you guys watched up to this point and you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like on the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when the next episode, which is Monza, comes out. We're gonna try and win that race as well, because Cyborg Racing won Belgium and Monza last year, so we're gonna try and repeat that this season. Whether it's me or Sebastian Vettel, you'll have to wait for the next episode. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this one, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day, guys.